It is overcast. What's new? But apparently it's raining everywhere, so It is Friday, the 15th of August, guys. We're at the midpoint. Are we at the midpoint? No, well, no, we're not, but we're at the we're at the middle of August. All right, but what we do have is this morning we have Mercury sextile Mars. And this is nice because we've got some quick thinking, assertive conversations. Um, we're also in the last week of the sun in, oh, we've got 8 days, but yeah, it's the last week of the sun in Leo. And because we are heading to a new moon in Virgo, which is going to be a blue moon as well, because good morning, Karen. Good morning, Alicia. Hello, Karen. Yeah, so, okay, back to where I'm at. Mercury, sextile Mars. All right, so the moon is now in Taurus, being ruled by Venus, who is still conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. So we do have a lovely feeling day. And those assertive words that are coming our way, or even just quick snap decisions, quick thinking. But in the words I've written, if you notice yourself falling into an old thinking pattern, you can quickly redirect to the new chosen direction with a reminder of who you are now and which direction you are heading. Gone are the days when fear stopped you. Now nothing will stop you from reaching your destiny. Sorry, that was a bit disjointed, but the reason why, like, even though the moon is beautiful in Taurus, um, it is it's still reminded of those old familiar patterns. All right, so we've got those family of origin issues, and with the moon being in Taurus, I feel like there could be some stubborn resistance to, again, with the amount of cognitive change everybody's going through with that retrograde of Mercury in Leo. And now he's finally moving forward. Very shortly, he'll get to that 5-degree mark, which means he's off his station point. So again, with the dynamic conversations that happening. So this could look like a day. This could look like a day where negotiations work for you, because in the moment you've got the answer. You know, when you're like, oh my God, I wish I had have said this when they said that. You might have those days where things come quite quickly. All right, so now we also have that beautiful Venus trine the North Node sextile South Node. So that's just, again, we're easily choosing to move in different directions because we love ourselves, because we are feeling our senses. All right, very Taurus. We're aware of our comfort and security. Hence, I was talking about this to Mick yesterday. So when you start, I mean, I say this all the time, but I was just talking to Mick specifically. So when you start to feel that energy rise, or you find yourself in an old pattern of behavior, or you feel like your body's getting uncomfortable, or you're getting anxiety, or any of those physical maladies, this is where you stop and go, all right, what's my brain doing? You know, so with the Mercury sextile Mars, if you are going into some old habitual ways of thinking, then again, you can quickly redirect yourself out of them. All right, how does that feel? So it's a good conversation day today, ladies. Oh wow, look at everybody. Good morning, Deb. Hi, Sam. I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys. Good morning, Louise. Hello, Emma. How are you? Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Barbara. I've got my bag packed, well, mostly packed, so I'm getting excited. All right. So another thing that I would love to bring up with you, ladies, because I did just say there's only 8 days of Leo left. All right. So, I always do that 29th degree of Leo where we're like, let's look back over the month and see how you have improved or dealt with these issues. All right. So, because we are heading to a Virgo new moon, All right. And then we've got the eclipses starting. All right. So I just wanted to heads up you about potentially areas where you feel a little bit lackluster. All right. Now, I am doing a workshop on the 23rd at Mysteries in Penrith. And this is going to be specifically about the Virgo new moon, the fact that we've got a second new moon in Virgo at the other end of the month. And then on the 8th, the eclipses start. All right. So first we've got uh, a solar eclipse and then a lunar eclipse later on, which is that second Virgo new moon. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, my point. My point is, how about you start to identify now the areas of life which you think could do with some improvement? So, and is it a matter of my heart's in it or my heart's not in it? All right, think of those Leo things. Where am I really proud of my achievements? Where am I thinking that I could maybe do a little bit better? And I am specifically focusing on your health, your well-being, how you serve yourself and others, because you could be like, I have to make sure that everybody's happy. You are so used to serving others that you just forget about yourself. Or, I mean, Virgo is diet, it's diet and well-being and, our daily rituals of self-care in the lead up to this, approaching this new moon, where we are going into this darker, thoughtful phase. What do you think you can get ready for your new moon wish list? Because you can do it on this first new moon. All right. We remember we don't do new moon lists during eclipse time. However, this first one is not an eclipse, so you can definitely start to think about where can I improve my life? All right, only you can answer this. There is no judgment here. All right, this is not a critical question. This is a very rational. You have the power in your own hands to improve your own life so that you can shine as brightly as humanly possible. So, in this next week or so, um, just start to think about where can I declutter? Do you need to get back into a health regime? Do you need to maybe, depending on where Virgo sits in your chart, remember it can sit anywhere in your chart, maybe you need to clean up your finances or analyze the data. Maybe there are some financial improvements. Maybe you can become more self-aware and see how you communicate with others. Have you got stinking thinking? That would be Virgo in the third house. Are you hypercritical of yourself? And that's just a CD on repeat. Maybe Virgo in the fourth, you could be like, all right, my house is a bit of a mess and it's reflecting my inner is reflecting my outer and vice versa. Maybe you can decide to, have a mad clean out. Fifth house Virgo. Um, you know, um, Maybe there are, well, I mean, fifth house is also food and diet and children, romance. Maybe you can again analyze, maybe put some healthier filters on those areas. Of course, sixth house is Virgo. So, what are you doing for yourself daily? Forget everyone else. If you are not trying to improve yourself even 1% a day, then what is the purpose of life other than personal development? All right. So that one is a big, how are you going? Seventh house, maybe you guys can sit down and have a very rational conversation. It could be business, it could be your partner, and just be very logical and analytical and take the emotion out of it and look at the facts. All right. Eighth house, we've got, maybe you can analyze the transits of the eighth house being death, sex, other people's money, investments, intimacy, just be allowing yourself to sort of look at those things. Maybe you want to go back and do another course of study. Maybe you're doing a course of study that you've been a little bit lackluster onto and you want to hyper focus on getting these assessments done. 10th house. Maybe you can do some reclassification of your job. title, like, or what, so what I'm sort of thinking of is, everybody's got their job description. How about you go back to your job description and see whether you're ticking all the boxes, or if, because you're such a people pleaser, you have got so many other people's stuff, because you're like, yeah, of course I'll do it. There's that excess duty to others. Maybe you can analyze your friend groups. Maybe you can clean these areas up. Maybe you can impart better physical hopes and dreams into your, like impart more healthcare service to yourself. And then obviously we've got the 12th house, which is our spirituality, and it's also our addictions. It's a place of our undoing. Maybe you can just sort of have a look at what your, those subconscious thoughts are. Again, with the no judgment free zone. All right, so we don't want to turn on the hypercritical nature of Virgo. We want to use her ability to assess wisely. All right. Oh my God. That was just a very big rant. I will stop and see what everyone's doing. Good morning, Christy. Oh, excellent. Yay, Helen. I'm so excited. So I hope that made a lot of sense for you, because like I said, this upcoming new moon on the 23rd is huge. All right, so it's 0 0 degrees of Virgo, which even the 0 0 degree mark is, we are entering into like a preschool mindset. All right, start back at the beginning, because you've got the whole month of Virgo to analyze the data. Maybe you can have a 1 month, Christy, this is for you. Maybe you can have a 1 month challenge to yourself, where you go and you are tracking your food, you are consciously moving every day, you are meditating, you are, decluttering, you are, maybe we can do, maybe in the group, we can do a 1 month focus on decluttering and cleaning and healthifying your life. All right. So I feel like I'm already getting ready for that, because, I'm going to Sydney, and so I've got 2 weeks of self-focus. Obviously I'm there for family, but it gives me an opportunity to get back into these rituals and habits of self-care that I was able to bring back to life when I was in Sydney last time. Because it does take habit, it does take practice, it does take self-support. And again, with that, like we're asking Morgana to go and do her favorite things. I don't, maybe she needs a massage this time, because she had a pedi the other day. And if there is a Morgana anywhere, sorry, but you are now the name of the inner critic. So let's draw a card. One more click. One more click. And Karen is tidying up her place right now. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I need to address our pod, our other accommodation in there. It is our dumping ground. And it is just I sort of cleared it the other day so I could walk through there. So, hands up, that's my, like, that's our dirty little dumping pile. So let's draw a card. And so today I also have our, charts and chats group. So on Fridays, I have an online group where we can all come together. Tuesdays and Fridays, we have our coaching circle. And it's all about personal development. It's all about you getting to know you better. All right. So, it's very hands-on. It's very question orientated. It's very information and learning orientated. So if that is something that you are interested in, then I'm gonna run another competition. So I'm sorry, I'm still holding onto the cards, but I was thinking, all right, just because I've now got 585 people. How fucking awesome is that? Oh my God. To start with just friends and end up where I'm at, I'm so thrilled. However, I need a six. I need a six. So I've got 15 people to get. So I was thinking you can win a 1 hour session or 1 hour of credit. How's that? 1 hour of credit, because then you can break it down into a 15-minute reading if you need to, or a half an hour, or you know what I mean? Like that 1 hour, you can have 6 10-minute readings. Anyway, so that's one prize. And then another prize is going to be a 1 month membership to the coaching circle valued at $97. So that's prize number two. And I don't know, maybe prize number three can be a tarot bag. But the same as the last competition, the aim is to invite your friends that you think would enjoy this session. Obviously, it's not for everyone, and such is life. All good, you do you. But you know, so the entry to the competition is the invite. All right. So if you think that you know someone that would like to do this, I will do a little post being 1 hour of time, 1 month of the coaching circle, and then a tarot bag. So let's get back to that's my little interval. Let's draw the card. Oh, this one. Ooh. When Coyote calls your name. Oh, look at that. Card number 3. All right, you are being called upon, guys. You are being called upon. All right. Yeah, one more click. All right. Divine detours. Good morning, Sally. How are you? Oh, good morning, Ali, as well. All right. When Coyote calls your name. Divine detours, the value of not getting, excuse me, what you think you want. Oh, I love this. Discovering greater treasure when you are forced to change course. Sometimes you find yourself confused about your direction. You may have been so sure that you were meant for this situation, this love, this job, or this thing, yet you're forced to walk away. All of the signs have been pointing to potential magic and fulfillment, but somehow things are not turning out the way that you expected or wanted. When Coyote calls your name, you're being given a great gift. This apparent loss, detour, or change of course has been set in motion to give you what you truly need. The dream weavers know the truth in your heart. They know the perfect reflection of your greatest dreams are already available and woven into the fabric of your life, just waiting for you to discover them. But they are meant to come in a different form than the one that you have become attached to. In this moment, it's important for you to surrender your expectations and trust in divine timing and form. When Coyote calls your name, you will know that this way was the best way for you after all. Your life is woven, oh, wrong way. Your life is woven true, and the new threads of your experience sparkle. There really was no loss or disappointment at all, only a new, meaningful adventure and a beautiful story to tell. Oh, I love that. So, how does that weave in today? All right, so we've got no moon aspects at all right? So this Taurus moon is just floating freely with no strings attached up until after 6 o'clock p.m., obviously p.m., when it starts a sextile to Jupiter, which is beautiful. So bringing in that knowledge and awareness, and also a trine to the south node. All right, so this is good because you know, maybe the sparkly thinking of the morning and the negotiations and that the Venus trine north node is allowing us to go in certain directions. Remember, Mars is being ruled by Venus now. So the sparkliness of Mercury moving forward in this much better conversation could have us by the evening becoming much more aware of the things that we need to let go of, remembering that the sun is also trine Chiron, and that is going to be exact on, I believe, Sunday. Okay, so yes, it is going to be Sunday. So lots and lots of healing opportunities by having great conversations, being open-minded and ready to negotiate or see both sides of the story, culminating in a greater awareness this evening, allowing us to let go of the things that do not serve us. Hence the card being letting go of the things that you thought you want and allowing that the universe to guide you in the right direction. Ah, that flowed so nicely at the end. So thank you, Sally. This fits perfectly and similar to every other message you've gotten. Yay! Excellent, excellent. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So yeah, there you go. So for every entry that you, or every suggestion or invite that I get in your name, you will get an entry like last time. And and then I do believe I am going to do a group focus on Virgo. All right. The South Node is in Virgo. All right. So it is time for us to be looking at how we can better ourselves in all aspects. All right. We need to be thinking about this stuff though. It's critical thinking, you know. It's not, sorry, it's critiquing our lives, not critical assessment of ourselves. There's got to be this self-love. There's got to be I'm okay regardless. All right. And that's the thing. You know, you look in the mirror every single morning and say, "Hi, I love you. You are okay." You know, and love makes the world go round, guys. That's just a pure fact. So that is me. I have rambled a little bit today. Well, not rambled, I have expressed myself. So I hope you all have an amazing day. If you are in my coaching circle, or if you would like to ask questions about it, shoot me a message. If not, I will see you guys at 9:30, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning for Saturday morning, because we've got a bright and sparkly fucking weekend. So see you later. Mwah.